The race for the first BNB ETF just took a critical turn, not with an approval, not with a denial, but with two quiet filings that signal something far more telling: sustained momentum under regulatory pressure. Grayscale and VanEck have both updated their proposals to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, marking a new phase in the effort to bring BNB, the native token of BNB chain, into the mainstream investment world. Both firms recently submitted amended registration statements. Grayscale filed to formally register its BNB ETF, while VanEck updated its S1 form, standard procedure when responding to SEC feedback. These aren't new applications. They're revisions, likely addressing staff comments, refining disclosures, or adjusting custody and valuation frameworks. The timing matters. Both amendments surfaced within days of each other, suggesting the SEC is actively engaging with both proposals, not ignoring them. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. These aren't speculative startups pushing boundaries. Grayscale and VanEck are established asset managers with deep regulatory experience. Their persistence suggests they see a path forward, even if it's narrow. The real mechanism at work isn't just about access, it's about precedent. Every time the SEC allows a new asset into the ETF structure, it sets a benchmark. Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF approval opened the door. Ether ETFs widened it. Now, BNB could represent a further expansion, one that forces regulators to define what makes a crypto asset suitable for public markets. Is it decentralization, liquidity, market cap, or is it compliance history, exchange ties, and anti-money laundering controls? The BNB ETF proposals force that conversation, whether the SEC wants it or not. The significance goes beyond paperwork. BNB occupies a unique and complicated position in the U.S. regulatory landscape. Originally launched by Binance, a platform that has faced significant scrutiny and enforcement actions, the token carries institutional baggage. Yet here it is, now being vetted for inclusion in a regulated, publicly traded fund alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. That puts BNB at the center of a pivotal test. Can a token tied to a controversial exchange gain legitimacy through a regulated financial product? The answer could shape how the SEC approaches future altcoin ETFs, especially those linked to platforms with checkered compliance histories. But here's the catch: active review is not approval. The fact that both firms are still amending their filings shows the process is alive, but it doesn't mean it's moving fast. The SEC has a track record of dragging out crypto ETF decisions, sometimes for years. Even the Bitcoin spot ETF took over a decade, and while amendments are routine, they don't guarantee success. The agency could still reject both proposals, demand more changes, or simply let them linger in review indefinitely. The updated filings confirm commitment from Grayscale and VanEck, but they don't change the fundamental uncertainty. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The next signal to watch isn't price, sentiment, or social media buzz. It's the SEC's Edgar database. The next move will likely be another comment letter, a further amendment, or, eventually, a decision. Until then, every filing update is a data point, not proof of approval, but evidence that the door remains open. The real story is whether BNB will get an ETF next month. It's whether the regulatory system can adapt to assets that don't fit the old models. And right now, Grayscale and VanEck are testing that limit, one amendment at a time.